Cracker Barrel is one of the most popular restaurants for old people. Whether it's to celebrate a grandchild's birthday, or just to angrily stare at the workers while they prepare your food, Cracker Barrel can be a positive experience for an age group without many positive experiences left to go. Today, we're going to help guide you through the restaurant, make a selection from the menu, and finally, effectively complain about your meal experience. Cracker Barrel was designed from the ground up by old people for old people, and is one of the most popular restaurants for a good reason. You can roll back the clocks to a simpler time, where everything was cheaper and everyone was racist. Get off my property, you'll yell with glee, from the comfort of your very own rocking chair in the designated old people waiting area. Random bullshit is literally stapled to the walls, giving an ambiance of dining in a yard sale or even a tornado wreckage. Upon entry to Cracker Barrel, you'll be prompted to give a name for the waiting list. Popular old people responses here include, how long is the wait? How long is the wait gonna take? And where's the bathroom? Well, being asked to wait a reasonable amount of time is a devastating setback for an age group with absolutely nothing else to do. This can and will happen with some frequency. Once you've finished frustrating the hostess, your eyes behold something marvelous. Christmas trees, shitty old candy, and graphic tees with "We the People" written on them as far as the eye can see. Am I in heaven? You ask out loud to the general discomfort of everyone around you. Your heart's uncertain, but your Lord floats before you, calling you home. As your dementia subsides, your eyes adjust to realize you've been staring intently at a Jesus Christ Christmas ornament for the last 15 minutes, and your table is now ready. As your geriatric caravan careens towards its destination, you should take this time to get to know your waitress a little better. Experienced old people will often ask questions such as, "What's your name? Why don't you smile more? And where's the bathroom?" By now, you're best friends with the waitress, and you built up enough rapport to finally inquire about her pregnancy status, regardless of her BMI. This is usually appreciated, and may even result in getting your food a little quicker if you're lucky. At last you've arrived at your table, and all this fussing has worked up an appetite. If you have any withholdings about your seating arrangement, now's the time to voice your concerns. "I'm so sorry, it's my first day, and those tables aren't in my section." Your waitress lies maliciously. Now, this wounds you coming from such a good close friend, but it's important to stick up for yourself. Firmly, but gently, make a scene and remind the waitress that your medical condition doesn't allow you to sit so far from the window. Or so close. Whichever, really. And now that the good Lord has blessed you with a favorable table, it's time to eat. Many old people restaurants will offer a complimentary bread item, and Cracker Barrel is no different. Their biscuits are delicious and arrive unsolicited with butter and preserves. After your betrayal, however, you're no longer here to make friends, so you tell that stupid bitch to bring them out right now. At first glance, the Cracker Barrel menu can be a lot for your little peanut to take in. With extensive offerings for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it's wise to ask your new ex-best friend what her preferences are. You stare at her blankly while she gives a teary-eyed endorsement of the meatloaf, nodding all the while. After a long pause of pretending to contemplate her advice, you decide to go with Mama's French toast breakfast. Oh, good choice. Waiting for your entree as an old person is the most painful part of the experience. Every minute brings you closer to death, and you fear that you might not even get to experience the culinary rapture that is the Mama's French toast breakfast. You shift uneasily in your seat while your husband sits beside you. You got married at 13 because the times were different, and while you shared some good years together, you begin to wonder. What if things had been different? Your eyes stray around the room, and a sexy senior citizen catches your gaze. Is he looking at me? You wonder as you begin to blush. You smile, and he smiles back. The French toast arrives, and it's everything you ever hoped it would be. Decadent, delicious, and definitely not meatloaf. Now that your meal is concluded, you head back down the cracker corridor to cracker checkout. You can't spell complaint without pain, and that's really what the checkout process is all about. To effectively complain is an art, and there are a lot of directions you can take with what is sure to be the most important part of your dining experience. A skilled complainer can take what would be a mere footnote in someone's bad day and elevate it to soul-crushing levels of despair. A common misconception is that old people complaining is a sign of a bad experience, when in reality, it's about doing what's right. You think about your meal, and all the friends you made along the way. You think about the highs, the lows, and even the betrayals. It all plays out in your mind like a beautiful drama as the clerk prints your receipt and circles the tip line. Your pen nearly touches the paper when you stop yourself. You remember the golden rule, and to treat others the way you wish to be treated. Who needs 20% when they could have something far more priceless? You begin to write. Here's a tip. No Jesus. And your work here is done.